To deal or not to deal? To trade or not to trade? To fire or... Nah, fire's the only option on that one. What up, Falcons Nation? Rise up, Nation. It's your boy, Jazzy Jeff. Real talk, no gimmicks. Bringing that real Falcons talk to real Falcons fans. And today, I want to discuss the Falcons game versus Seahawks and also the trade deadline tomorrow, which ends at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. But first, please hit that subscribe button so you receive more of my content. Now, let's get into the game. Matt Shaw played a valiant effort, but we ended up losing 27-20. The first half looked ugly. Second half, we bounced back, but it wasn't good enough, and I don't believe in moral victories. Someone told me that this was a moral victory, and I just don't believe that. I don't buy into that. To me, moral victories is something that losers tell themselves to make them feel better about losing. I don't believe in that. You either win or you don't. You get the job done or you don't. You pass or you fail. That's how I feel when it comes to sports. So I'm not gonna give my team any pats on the back for trying. This ain't a participation award, okay? You lost or you didn't. Hot dubs, hot L's, like my man Shannon Sharp say. But let's get into the game. I thought the defense played Jekyll and Hyde one half and one half. Where we took 2 steps forward, we took another 2 steps back. We actually got 2 sacks in this game. Can you believe that? But we took 2 steps back because the secondary still looked atrocious. 2 touchdowns by DK Metcalf was wide open due to miscommunication in the secondary. Even Isaiah Oliver admitted online that they miscommunicated on the play, and KZ and Oliver guarded the same man and left DK wide open. Now, you tell me, we are in week 8 and we are still miscommunicating? Is that the players or is that the coach? Is that the skill or is that the scheme? Falcons Nation, tell me, how do you have miscommunications in week 8? Moving on, time of possession. We didn't possess the ball longer than the Seahawks did. I think we had like about 30 minutes of possession, but we had 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles, 1 interception. I know Falcons fans are going to say Devontae Freeman didn't fumble, and I don't think he fumbled either. But calls are calls, and we got to fight through that, and we shouldn't be putting ourselves in those positions anyways. And I'm going to say this again, for all the people who hated on me when I said this in the past, we should have never got rid of Tevin Coleman. Devontae Freeman is not as good as Tevin Coleman, and one area that keeps showing up is fumbles. Devontae Freeman fumbles more than Tevin Coleman. He gets hurt more than Tevin Coleman. He can't block as good as Tevin Coleman. He can't catch as good as Tevin Coleman. He can't run as good as Tevin Coleman. I don't know what Falcons fans were looking at. I don't know what the coaching staff was looking at. But Tevin Coleman is a better player all around. And don't give me this Kyle Shanahan stuff either, because Freeman played in the Shanahan offense and he was not good as Tevin Coleman. Moving on. Other things I noticed in this game. We weren't balanced at all. We barely ran the ball. I don't know why Matt Shaw was dropping back so many times. Maybe it's because we were so in a hole in the first half due to the defense. But I don't want to put too much pressure on Matt Shaw because it's his first game starting since, 2015, I think they said. So it's been a while. The guy's been a journeyman his whole life. So not much to say out there. Russell Wilson was doing his thing, dropping dimes, running around. Our defense is still struggling. I don't know what Takk McKinley's doing out there. Grady Jarrett's still holding his own. It's clear Deion Jones needs help in the linebacking core, and the secondary needs to be scrapped in some way. I'm cool keeping Sheffield. Sheffield was tied with KZ for lead in tackles this game. He had 5 all solo tackles. I think with time and snaps and reps, I think Sheffield can be a legit starter on our team, and I don't think Isaiah Oliver will be. I think he should take a back seat to Sheffield when the starters come back. That's if the starters come back. Which gets into my next subject, which is the trade deadline. It's tomorrow at 4 p.m. Now, the big dog that we're trying to get rid of is Vic Beasley. I know Falcons fans are clamoring for him, talking about they're going to get rid of him for a bag of Skittles. But the real news is, unfortunately, take it what you want if you believe Jay Glazer or not, but he reports that the Falcons are having trouble even getting a 6th round pick for Vic Beasley. So, as I predicted, the market is just not that good for Vic Beasley. And I think that he only had one good year. I'm sorry. You could say it's the scheme. You could say it's what he switched to. You could say it's he's playing outside linebacker versus an end. You can say whatever you want. The facts remain. He only had one good season in his career so far. So, if I'm going to knock other guys for that same exact thing, I have to knock my man Vic Beasley for that. If he does leave tomorrow, hey, happy trails. Wish you nothing but the best. I ain't going to hate on you. I just want to get my team better. So, that leads us to people wondering about the draft and who we're going to trade or who we're going to move or whatever it is. Now, I think the draft and the deadline tomorrow go hand in hand. Why do I say that? Because right now the Falcons currently have the number 3 overall pick in the draft if things were to remain the same, because the Dolphins lost tonight as well. So you got the Dolphins, the Bengals, then the Falcons in number 3. Now, everybody wants Chase Young, that badass edge rusher from Ohio State, and so do I. But I think defensive tackle is more important. Now, people are saying take Chase Young anyways. You know what I think it's based on? I think it's based on if we move Vic or Tack tomorrow, because it wouldn't make sense to have Tack, Vic, and then add another edge rusher and neglect the other positions. But if we move them, I am totally okay with getting Chase Young and then trying to trade back into the draft and getting Derrick Brown, a defensive tackle. That would solidify our interior for years to come and make us competitive again right away, which would help the back end because they won't have to cover as long. That's what I would do, but I'm not going to get into mock drafts right now. I think it's a little too early for that. I'm still going to break down every game of the season because I feel like I owe it to my team to do that. I don't feel like just because the lost season is lost, I'm going to be lost and just completely act like the season ain't going on right now. I'm still going to watch the games. I'm still going to break down the film. I'm still going to keep my eyes on the prize, which is the game. So, coaching. A lot of people are suspecting that Dan Quinn's going to get fired this weekend. Arthur Blank said that he's not bashful about making changes, but he says right now he's not going to make a change, but he will evaluate over the bye week. So just because he doesn't make a move right now doesn't mean he can't make a move during our bye week. So all week I'll be discussing that because obviously we won't be having games, and keep a lookout for head coaching positions as things change around the league. Ken Whisenhunt, offensive coordinator, just got fired from the Chargers. Things are shaking and moving. Now, here's one idea that I want to throw out to Falcons Nation because I haven't heard it been brought up lately. What about Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers? The guy's had a winning record ever since he's been there. Never had a losing season, except for probably this year. They might move on from him after this year, and he's a really great head coach. He's very disciplined. He keeps guys accountable, and he's a hard-working players coach that everyone loves playing for. That's someone I could be proud of as our head coach. People talk about Mike McCarthy. People talk about Lincoln Riley from Oklahoma. I still don't believe in Lincoln Riley because you still going to need a defensive coordinator. Lincoln Riley's all offense, no defense. Every year he's been head coach in Oklahoma, his defense has been absolute trash. And I'm sorry, the last thing we need is more trash defense. And people are going to say, oh, well, Jeff, you could just bring in a defensive coordinator. No. I want someone to fix the defense right away. The offense is not the main problem. I don't know why Falcons fans keep focusing on the offense like it's not the problem. Like you don't just see this leaking defense on the other side of the ball. Fix the defense. I want a coach that's going to come in here and fix the defense. And hell, if he ain't going to do it, bring a defensive coordinator with him. But I'm sick of having flash-in-the-pan offensive guys. I don't care about the offense right now. I care about the defense. Mike McCarthy is someone Lieutenant Dan shouted out there. I believe he's a good coach, and I believe Aaron Rodgers kind of ruined him with his diva attitude. Obviously, I don't think Matt Ryan has the same ego, so it might work well. But to me, I don't know if Mike McCarthy is going to move the needle that much more. Who else is thrown out there? People talking about Rex Ryan, absolutely not as the head coach. Defensive coordinator, absolutely, he's great as a defensive coordinator. But when he became a head coach, he was atrocious as a head coach. Made horrible game managing decisions as a head coach. Lost a lot of challenges, made calls that just were head scratchers, and his press conferences were just you want to talk about Dan Quinn having bad press conferences. Rex Ryan as a head coach had some of the worst press conferences you've ever seen, trying to explain away losing games. So, if we kept him as a defensive coordinator, he's a defensive genius. I would like to have that. But that doesn't fix our head coaching problems. So, Falcons Nation, you tell them what you want coming into this trade deadline, who you want to move. Desmond Trufant is another one, but he's injured right now. I'm not sure if someone's going to take an injured player. And also, his cap penalty is too high for this year. So, we're going to have to wait till next year to trade him. That'd be a smarter play. I think Vic Beasley's number one. Number two has to be Devondre Campbell. He has to get off this team. He has to. Camille Ishmael, you could just flat out release him. I don't care about him. No, ain't nobody going to sign him. So those are two guys I definitely want gone from this team. And if Pat McKinley keeps talking about the Dallas Cowboys, he can get off my damn team too. I rode with this dude through thick or thin. I loved his passion on draft night. When he came out, he said, "This is what I do it for. I do it for my grandma." I was with him all the way. But every time I see him on Instagram, he's either got an emo post or he's talking about Dallas Cowboys. Man, what you want to do, make up your mind, play for the Falcons, or get the hell up out of here. I only want players who want to be Falcons. Okay, I don't want no one else. I don't want these people sitting on a fence. So, Falcons Nation, you tell me, who do you think is going to be traded? Who thinks it's going to stay? Who do you want to be traded? Who do you want to stay? Coaching, who do you want to be coached? Do you think Dan Quinn should be fired? Do you think Dan Quinn should stay? Thomas Dimitroff, are we going to look at him? Is he someone that needs to be going to? I think so. You know why? Because I think we need to change the philosophy of this team. And if I think that Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitroff are going to stay on this team, I think everything is going to remain status quo and we're not going to make the significant changes we need to make. What do I mean by that? They believe in those small, fast, physical players, and I don't believe in that philosophy. I want bigger defensive linemen. I want bigger offensive linemen. I want bigger linebackers. I want a bigger defensive tackle next to Grady Jarrett. I want stronger, faster, more physical corners. And I don't believe that philosophy will happen underneath this regime. So that's the main reason I want Dan Quinn gone. I want a change in the entire philosophy. And I think that if we keep those two, we're going to have the same thing going as possible. And we're going to try to run this scheme with better players, which could be possible. But I think it would be better to have a change in the entire philosophy of the team. When I say we need a retool, not a rebuild, we need to retool around what's good, which is Grady, Dion, maybe Keanu if he can stay healthy. I'm not sure about that. But definitely Grady and Dion, and try to build a solidified, bigger front. And that's going to take a different coach, in my opinion. So, Falcons Nation, you tell me what you think in the comment section below. Please subscribe to my channel, like, share, comment. And as always, Falcons Nation, we rise up. Peace, y'all.